That's what they're giving you, and then you absorb it up to a certain degree, and then you act it out, and then you someday, hopefully, you become of their age where you start thinking for yourself. That's when the whole story changes. When you start thinking for yourself, not what your environment's telling. You know, as you get into this, you find out how much is false information that you've been carrying around for years. And because it's mindset operation, it's on all in. Haven't you ever thought about it? If you think this way, you get this. If you think this way, you get that. Come on. Yeah, it is that simple. It really, really is. I don't know how many times I can say that it's really simple. I didn't say easy. I see, that's where I get an attack every now and then. Oh, you said it would be easy. No. I said simple. Simple is one thing. Easy is another thing. But it is easy if you do it in the right mode, the right mood. See, you're the one who's supposed to choose your moods. You know, if you don't choose a good mood, well, it's easy to pick up a bad one. All you have to do is just listen to what's going on around you. You know, I like that when Neville did it. No, I'm not hearing you. You're on your own side. Yeah. Well, I sure got nailed down there. But just remember, I'll start it here. You don't need anything. Just use what you already have. Mind. Mind is all things to all. Feel after better than the best. That's what you'll be experiencing. Feel after the nonsense going on all around you. That's what you'll experience. It's that simple. It's that simple. We haven't heard much from Mr. DeCarlo.
I wonder why that is. You said something. You said, when we get to a place where we're thinking for ourselves, unfortunately, most people, I'm going to say 99% of the 97, I'll be nice. 97% of the population never gets to a point where they're thinking for themselves. They're thinking from their parents' point of view, their society's point of view, their family's point of view. So they're never getting to a point where they're thinking for themselves. And a lot of them, the reason why is because they're scared. They're scared of what other people are going to think about them thinking for themselves.
Yeah. I think my own wife believes I'm evil. She goes, no, you talk about that stuff. Yeah, I just. Yeah. But hey, I wasn't given to change somebody's mind. I'm just here delivering to you a message you're left for yourself called the Holy Ghost, the remembrance.
Yeah.
Of all the things he could reflect, why would he have left that? You're to remember who you really are. If it takes a lifetime or many, many lifetimes. I've been here before, so I'm talking from experience. It's so super simple. I can't think of another thing to say other than super simple, because look how easily you're thinking to yourself all the time. How difficult is that? But directing it, that's where the difficulty comes in. Everybody, but you have to direct your thinking, because that's your life of experiencing what you're thinking. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Your feeling nature. It's all about what are you thinking, feeling about? Is that so difficult? I mean, that's something you can check out for yourself, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I mean, the only denial there would be self-denial. And that's what we're told. All denial is self-denial. So if you're not enjoying it, then you've been denying yourself. If you're not listening to what we're saying, that you're in charge, you're in control, but even if you're out of control, you're still the one steering. They understand that you're in charge of steering. And you're doing so now. Radically maybe. Hey, it's all an attitude. Man's life is a set of attitudes. Where you got them, from who doesn't even matter. It isn't about where you got them. What are you going to do? Keep using them? Because then you'll be in the same problem, the same trouble all down the line. Because all things produce after their own kind. So, you know, and since you're on all the time, you're going to be aware, you know. That's what you're talking. Be aware of what you're allowing yourself to entertain as thought, because it's going to be you're talking, thinking ahead of your evidence of experiencing. Yeah, your future, right? You're setting it up, and what it is, you're either setting yourself up or setting yourself free. It's that simple. It's really just keep it that simple. That's simple. See, most people want it complicated because then, like me, I wanted it complicated. I wanted it to be terribly complicated because then I can say, well, man, how can I think anything about that? Figure anything out? No, and I haven't. See, that's the point. That was a good thing because I was not exposed in a way that I had a lot to get rid of. I was pretty much alone. I had like 3 friends, and they turned all up to be. Yeah. So if you can just get straight the idea that you are thinking ahead of your evidence and you're thinking from the end of a vision. You understand? You're seeing yourself doing or being something in mind, in imagination, and imagination is creative. You wind up saying, well, how did this happen? Well, see, if you could trace what's happening to you back to when you were talking about it with someone or with just yourself or suggesting to yourself, but it's all on you. See see people, well, they don't feel they're very important. Well, yeah, but you see, that's the falseness that you gain because this guy's taller than you, or this guy's faster than you, and this guy can do this, and this guy can do that. And you say, well, what can I do? Think, feel, that's what you can do. And you can do that. And no, you don't have to tell anybody what you're doing. Nobody needs to, the only one needs to know is you. Because it's your life that you're setting up. Or crashing in. It's one or the other. That double-mindedness, see that's what you're told. You're to become single-mindedness. That means you're actually directing. No, yeah, actually every word. You see, I see me doing this in a vision. And all visions have their appointed hour. So if you see yourself in this vision doing this, that's you setting up your future. But why not make it something you desire? You're told, think on these things, lovely and of good report. Can you think of something lovely to think about? You're the show. You're the star of your show. And it's just as much a star as anybody else's. He thinks. That's what, you're told, blessed is the man that does not condemn himself for that which he has allowed. Has allowed. No. So right there is forgiveness. You get to start all over. Wonderful, isn't it? And he's always forgiving. He's always saying yes. See, I just don't agree with the churches that God's denying people because they're sinful and all. Then he'd wipe us all out.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have to go. It doesn't matter if you did what you were thinking about or not. Fact is that you thought about it. You see? And it says a man thinketh. It didn't say if he goes out and does it or not. But as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And being so is he. That's the answer that man has when he was walking out of court. And he says, I don't know how this happened. I can't imagine I did something like that. But you did imagine it. And a pause. Yes. That was your input. And what you got is what you're here to court to settle the output of what you're thinking. See, it's always up to, you're not responsible for somebody else. You can tell them the message by the hearing of the ear, and everybody does hear it first by the hearing of the ear, because you must know what it is they're telling you to understand it. But to understand it, you have to hear it again and again and again. Because you see, we have so many layers of cement here blocking. Well, I got hit in the head with a baseball bat. And things got kind of fuzzy for a few days. But no, but it was beneficial. No, ow.
Is that when they say they knock some sense into your head?
It's exactly what it did, I thought, man, there's got to be a better way to get around this than this. See, you have to understand, God's way of thinking is not man's way of thinking. You see, I understand what Albert was saying, Albert Einstein. He wanted to know God's thoughts. The rest were all just details. See, and God put his thoughts down there on paper in black and white, bold print. There's only God. What are you missing me? I mean, there's only God. What are we missing? Can't you tell me the missing point?
Belief.
That's it. You believe all the crap you're experiencing. Oh, why can't you think lovely in a good report and believe in that? Then that's what we ought to experience. And you're telling me, well, that doesn't make any sense. No, you just confessed. You don't have any sense. And I know telling people the truth is kind of a dangerous occupation, because a lot of people didn't really hear it. And if you kind of surprise them with something that hits home, sometimes they don't take the right attitude about it. Yeah. But then because of that, that's what's called denying yourself. See, you don't have to take my word for any of this. Why should you? Who am I? Just some guy wearing glasses looking at me, telling me a story about scripture. But it was a first person present tense experiencing. I was shown things I had not known. I can't, nothing. I hadn't imagined any such thing. But the point is that nothing really changes. You understand? In other words, your attitudes, moods, assumptions, they go right with you. So you get to start off in a new life, an extended life, because it's all, life doesn't die. It's just like that. I can't remember, but the feeling that I had, that I remember. And that was all I needed, was that feeling, because I kept feeling after that feeling. And then suddenly it all opened up again. Because as you're impressed, you express, right?
Absolutely.
I had a half a dozen of Neville's tapes, and I listened to them at least one every night for years before it actually touched base. I began thinking differently. The importance of having a CD, because what has your focus has your life. Think about it. We're not asking you to join anything, but you have to have the CDs. You have to have the DVDs. You have to listen to them. It's you training this. Listen, listen, listen.
But as Mr. Lindell stated, you have to listen to them repeatedly. And again, for those who are interested, click the link below and it will take you to the 4 CD set, and you'll be able to transform not only your mind, but your world.